What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at some pretty cool and also some pretty embarrassing work that I did when I was, well, it was like 2 years ago. But still, it was, back when I didn't really know how to make apps very well. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I've been seeing a lot of channels do like the apps I use every day on my phone. I thought it'd be kind of cool to flex a little bit and be like, all the apps I've made that are on my phone. A lot of these aren't even on my phone anymore because like they just literally won't run because I just like stopped supporting it, so they just don't work anymore, but some of them do. So the first one I want to go over is this one called Rapid Lines, and I'm playing it on my phone right now. So let me screen record here real quick so you can see it. So this game, what does this Twitter even go to? Oh my gosh, it goes to my old what does the Facebook go to? Just a login page. Okay. And there's music. Does it work? There's no music. Oh my god, there is. That is awful. I have no idea if that's copyrighted. That's awful, actually. It's a game where basically you tap, and once you tap, the game starts. And the idea behind the game is you're supposed to match up the falling shapes to the shape that you have down below. And as you go on, it gets harder and harder. And so right now you can see usually when things are falling, it's usually two at a time or one at a time. And now, okay, yep, oh, okay. So it gets harder and harder, things fall faster. And then instead of the shapes being the same across the row, then it'll start to alternate. So you'll have one a square, one a circle, and then it'll start like going faster. And then you'll have three across and they could all be different. So my score was 28. My best is 61. But this was actually the first game that I ever made. And I don't know if you can tell, but the little bars that I don't know why they're brown, and I don't know why these are blue and the squares are orange. But the bars are actually straight up just like squares that I made in Photoshop, and then I added like a gradient. Okay, and there's ads. I wonder where this money's going. I have no idea where that money's going. But this was the first game I ever made, or first app I ever made, and I ever published on the App Store. And it actually isn't available anymore because I didn't update it when like iOS 13 came out or something. So they just like took it down. So it just doesn't exist anymore, but I do have it on my phone, which is kind of cool. Okay, so this next one I actually have to show you on my computer because it doesn't actually work anymore on my phone just because it's been so long since I've worked on it. But this one was a campus safety app that we actually tried to sell, like make into a real business. We made $16,000 by pitching it in competitions. And at the time we thought $16,000 was a lot of money. So we thought we could potentially turn it into a real thing. But yeah, let me pull this one up on the screen and I'll kind of walk y'all through. This one was really cool. This was an idea I thought was actually going to be really big. Okay, so when you first open the app, you can kind of see like a map screen, and if I press this, I can see where I am. I'm simulating a location right now, so it thinks I'm driving. But the idea behind this was you could, if you're a student on a campus, you basically would have everything on your campus in one app, and it was based around safety. So I could edit, not my info, I forget where it was. Oh, here. So everything's broken right now because this thing is like so old. But the idea is like, basically, you'd hold down this middle button, and when you let it go, you'd have 10 seconds to enter your PIN number, which I don't know what this one is. Okay, so I just closed it. I don't know. Whatever. Basically, the idea is you hold down that button. If you don't put your PIN number in, it texts your contacts for you. And that's really awesome. It basically means like you can have somebody ready to know you're in danger immediately after it happens. Because what happens is if you don't put your PIN in, it texts them. So they don't have to have the app, which was a big selling point. Is like a mom or a dad could have this because they don't have to have the app downloaded because it would send a text. Another really cool thing about the app is if you push this button in the top right, you could see all the buildings on your campus. So I just put a fake library building in. So if I click it, it'll take me to a random location. But the idea was you could search, all the buildings on your campus, whatever the building name was, and you could click it and it would take you to where it was. That was great for new students on campus, people who didn't really know where the new buildings were or the start of semesters, those kind of things. Another thing you could do is type in your destination. So my settings are wrong, apparently. So I could set a location. I could be like the White House. I don't know if that'll work, but the idea was you would type in your address or an address you want to go to. If it was a valid one, I don't know how it would. I used to use like the Google API to find an address. You'd select it, and then you'd pick a contact that you want to alert when you get there. So the idea was if I'm a student traveling from home back to my campus after Christmas break or something, and I live 2, 4, 5 hours away, I'd set my campus as the destination. When I got there, it would automatically text my parents that I got there safe. I wouldn't have to worry about, oh, like you never text me when you got there safe, that kind of stuff. So it was using like location-based stuff to alert families. The next one is, these are just my contacts. So these are just it's broken, but these are like where your contacts would appear. And then you could also do things like submit complaints to your campus. So you could say like, what happened, give a general description, and then you could tap and, pick a location, and then you'd submit it and it would go to your campus police or whoever the campus picked. Yeah, if I simulate a shake, oh man. Basically, if it simulates a fake phone call, so if I could answer the phone call, so in an uncomfortable situation, I could pretend like I had a phone call. It's basically a replacement for the old, text me when text me in 5 minutes and say there's an emergency, so I have to leave this awkward date. We basically built it in. And then the last thing was just this page, the top left would basically be announcements, so your campus could, send you, whatever's going on the campus. And like whatever they really wanted it to be. It was just announcements was what this was. But yeah, this was like one of the main apps we worked on for a while. Thought this was going to be pretty big. Okay, the next one is going to be this one called The Drip. This was really cool. This is when my girlfriend started getting really into coffee. So I made this one where basically you could, when you hit login, it just uses like a fake thing to log in. But it basically was supposed to pull up every coffee shop or place that served coffee near you. I don't know why it thinks I'm in New York. Maybe because my location's wrong. But the idea was it would show you all the coffee shops near you so that you could explore like new, different kind of unique shops or whatever maybe you haven't seen before. And then you can click on one and then you'd be able to like write a review on it. So I can click that and I can type in whatever and create the review, and then I think it should, yeah, so I gave it a 1 star because I'm a jerk. But I can give it 5 stars, and this place was great. Basically, it was a way to explore coffee shops, the coffee scene, because that's a huge thing here in Austin is coffee shops and they call them third wave coffee, but basically like those smaller, more unique family-owned, higher-end coffee shops. There's a huge community around them, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to build an app around that community. Again, it didn't go anywhere, but it was a cool idea at the time, and that's pretty much all you can do is see your reviews and review places. So yeah, this was a cool one. It's really simple, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea still. Okay, the last one I can actually show you on my phone because this is the one I'm working on now. I call it Simply. I think a lot of stuff's going to change with this, but basically it's a really cool way to track your workouts and your fitness in a really easy way. So the idea is everything's is on this dashboard, so everything's right there when you need it. You can create workouts. So if I want to add a routine, chest and abs, use routine, it adds it to my day. So I have all of these workouts now in my day, and I have the sets and the reps and the weight and all this really cool data, and I can go into my history and view all my stats and how many times I've done things, how much I've improved, my averages, those kind of things. It has general data like standing data, step data, weights. But the main idea, the main cool thing behind it is the ability to track your workouts in a really cool and clean way that doesn't have too much extra stuff in there. I think, so right now I have calories and water tracking in here. These aren't public. Those are just ideas that I've been working on. I think I might take those away and just go back to strictly doing workouts because the whole idea behind this app was to be simple to use and not cluttered. And I think I want to just strictly stay with workouts. You can also add your barcode in. So you can see the app I was doing last, but you can add your barcode in. So if you go to a gym all the time, you can just tap that, scan your barcode. You don't have to worry about bringing your own key card anymore or anything like that. You can create routines from the list of exercises that we have, which there's a lot of. There's like 400 exercises in here. Go back in your history. Just a lot of really cool statistical data about everything in here, about all of your workouts that you've been doing and your progress, which I use almost every day. I think it's pretty cool. And this is my thing I'm working on right now. One of my favorite apps I've worked on, and I'm very, very proud of it. So yeah, that's a cool one. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was like a cool little take on the what's on my phone, like what apps am I using kind of thing that's been going around. I thought it was kind of different that I've actually developed the apps. I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.